Okay. So we are sitting at the right amount, 5,000. We need to, let me find my stream. Here we go. Okay, that's a little bit quiet. Yeah. Let's see if that's good. Reload. Please. That's a little bit low still. Usually you want it sitting directly on this spot. Refresh. So it is refreshed. 1080. We'll do 800. Okay. Transform. It's really hard because this thing doesn't wanna show it. Where is my 50? 3. 335. E. Bottom 350. 400. 380. Okay. That looks right. That looks right to me. Okay, so now that we got that fixed, we can start modeling this out. So we have to actually grab ourselves a material. We are set to the material one. We can do 5 on that. And we'll move that down a tad bit more than the other stuff. And then for this one, we'll switch to this one so we can do the material for that. Because they do have separate materials. Okay. And then we're going to add another material to this one. This will be our yellow stripe. We're going to do 0.5 metallic. We're going to grab each tile along here. I don't know if I should do this, but I'll do it anyway. Doing this because I don't want to have to make things go around this, and this just looks better in general. We can go back to grabbing all of these. Bam. We're just going to assign that. So now I'm going to go to layout. Okay. It's not terrible, not terrible. Not the world's best thing, but it looks decent enough. I'll actually bring this over. That looks more like what it should. And then we'll do another one. Obviously 0.5 metallic. And then we'll just do that. It's pretty dark. Okay. We can just go down here. Try not to select the bottom. I wonder if it would be like better if I didn't select the ones that have the pillar connected. I wonder if that will look better. So now that I'm thinking about it, it could actually look decent like that instead. I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Because these pillars now look wrong with it doing that. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then do that. I can't really tell a difference, to be honest. It looks really this pretty much the same. Honestly, the one that had it fully filled out looked better in a way. So I'm just gonna put it back to the old coloring so that it doesn't look jank. Okay. Cool. I think he'll like that pattern actually. Okay, so now we gotta figure out how we're gonna exactly connect these thrusters. So we have to make the thrusters and then we gotta connect the thrusters. Hmm. Yeah, we'll figure it out along the way. So we're just gonna add a circle. We're gonna move away from that. We're gonna go to this. So it looks a little bit better. I think that would fit. I think that would fit much better. I'm gonna do scale. It shouldn't be too thin, but not too thick either. Bring these out. Bring that. Why wasn't that scaling? Hold on. See my problem. Okay. Now we can. That is the way wrong one that I don't need. There we go. Then this one we can scale properly. Should be around the same size as that. Where it was. Okay. Why won't you scale? Oh. That's why. That's entirely why. Okay. Then we can do this. We're gonna just scale you. Actually, wait, hold on. First, Shift R. Or is it Control R? It's Control R. Control R. Grab that. Put that there. And then grab our base. Scale you out slightly. Control R. This allows us, that ring right there allows us to add like a red stripe or whatever to it. And then we can do this. So we can inset. And then inset again. And then we want to inset one more time. Bam. Scale. Bring you up. Wait, you can inset outward? Hold on. I didn't know about that. Okay, that creates a really weird thing though. I'm gonna just faces. Okay, I should instead do this. Inset you, and we're just gonna go that scale. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay. I feel like it won't be, but we're gonna do this anyway. Control R. Scale you down. Shift. Slow, slow, slow. Scale. Why does that look uneven to me? I think that's just me. I really do think that's just me. Okay. But we can do A. Select all. Grab that. And then we can do... So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a texture. We're going to do 0.5. We're going to color you... not that dark. Not that dark either. Good. And then I want actually to smooth the whole thing a little bit. It's not bad. Not necessarily the world's biggest change, but it's not bad. Okay, just do that. Probably darken you a bit. We'll do metallic again, just a little bit. We'll do, actually, we gotta slightly more. Slightly more, yep, there we go. And then, obviously, the bottom. sign, and then we'll add a yellow ring onto this as well. Or an orangish yellow ring. Gotta keep it metallic. Okay, why did that switch to that? Okay. And then what we can do to make this a little bit better is we can inset you again. We're gonna switch to this so we can bring this up, get our little thruster, and then I think that's a little bit too high. There you go. And we'll just we'll inset you one more time to get correct thing. Make it a little cooler. We can do something like that, and then we can add varying tiles where it's part yellow as well, and then we can just add another color to this, and we'll just do completely black. And there you go. Now we have our thruster for our jetpack. We might actually, we might have to bring this in a little bit just so it's not too big on the character. And that should be good enough. I'm hoping. And then if we want, we can actually duplicate. We can select this entirely. Do Shift E, put it down, move it over, and then just so we don't mess this up, we will separate the selection, switch over to it, and then we can place this where we want. So based on that, you can kind of assume that it's just around here on the thing. It might be a little bit off, but that should be fine. So now that should be ready to have as a jetpack, actually. I'm hoping he likes it. Not the world's best modeler. Started a day ago on modeling, but this should do pretty well for a low poly design. Actually, just so we do add a modifier. Well, we'll need a modifier for all of them, kinda. So I don't know how would we like add the modifier to everything. It's the big question. So solidify. Don't think that worked. Wait. Worked on those. It didn't do anything to the rest of it. Shade smooth. Why does shade smooth look so bad? That actually auto smooth. Hold on. It's supposed to have that shade flat? No. Well, I guess it's just gonna stay like that then. You can kind of just take a picture of that, see if he likes it, and then that should work. We're actually gonna here save. Okay, so that's saved now. I don't have a way of testing whether this middle piece is actually transparent, which is unfortunate because I was trying to actually see if that would be transparent, but you know, take a few pictures. So we got that. Get that. And yeah, that should be good enough. Already 25 minutes, wow. I did not do much within that time. Do y'all have any recommendations to make this any better? Wait, can you import? I want to see if I can add it to the character, you know. What is this for? It's for a game called Librix we're working on. So I'm the accessory modeler, or whatever you want to call it, and this is going to be on the character. So this is the jetpack. So I don't know how I'd get this on there actually. Wait, maybe I can. Wait, what was that actually? Hold on. That was a blend. But then what would keep the color? Hold on. Let me actually figure that out. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I have to figure out what download actually keeps the color and stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, this here we this one should. If I'm not wrong, hopefully I'm not. This one should keep the color. And then we can just open save. We're just gonna open the character up, and then import. Okay. Actually didn't size it wrong, which is surprising. Uh, 90. Can you... I want to put this in like a folder. Is this a school project? No, this is a full game. This is a game that a few people are working on. This is not a school project. It's slightly too big. Actually doesn't look terrible on the character. Would say that it should probably be sticking out a little bit more, or maybe like that, but then it's not touching the back. I think that looks pretty good, actually. I think we can work with that. I don't know. Let me see if I can get this cylinder. Why is this cylinder not transparent right now? This material is wrong as well. Zero roughness. Okay. It should be enough. Let's model another hat. Actually, that's probably a good idea. We should model a hat. So while we're at this, we're not saving that. So we're gonna reopen this. And because we're not gonna model a normal hat, so we're not doing a top hat or anything. So it's gotta be square or fit this. We're gonna do a helmet, or try to do a helmet. But these dimensions are so weird. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this, genuinely. The head dimensions are way off. Like this lifts up, which makes it hard to make a helmet. So we can do this. I actually never. Wait, we gotta do it. That again. Cube. I swear there was a way to cut the cube up. Why is there not a way to cut the cube in sections? Maybe I'm a little bit slow. Could have, I could have sworn there was a way. Maybe I'm just, huh? Well, I guess there's no way to change that, so we'll just loop cut knife. Yeah, we'll just we'll deal with that later. Okay, that's not what I was trying to do. Remove a face or add a loop cut. I sworn that it was different from that, but I could be completely wrong. Intersect this. I'm gonna do really, really light, and then we can just bring this up. Or actually, that's not gonna work the way I want it to. And then we can do. This is actually really hard to do when I don't have it cut up into segments like that. It's actually not good at all. That doesn't work. Well, that's actually. Wait, that works. Oh, wow. Okay, that works more than I thought it would. Okay, that's perfect. Hold on, thank you, bro. Thank you. Okay, we need this to be a little bit more, just a tad bit more cut up for this to work exactly how I need it to. Okay. So, then what I can do is I can do this. So we are gonna just grab all of this all the way until we get up to here. Yeah, we'll get rid of all that. Faces. So if I'm not, okay, I am wrong. The interior isn't cut. That's great. Okay. Okay, now it is. Problem solved. Okay. Get rid of those faces. Those are complete. Depending on your need, it might be better not to not to model an interior. Well, the interior is the main part. Because this is gonna be more a medieval helmet. Although, because this is not directly square, this isn't helping. I'm gonna redo that actually. I'm gonna redo that. I'm gonna just delete. Just gonna select all. We're gonna do full cube, normal cube this time, and then we're gonna cut it. Because that did not look good. Okay. That's better, that's better. Now what we can do is we can take... You should work on a as a base of a cube, as a civil div, then a div mod, inserting the head of your character, yeah. Take that. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure which way I was facing before. Just delete those. That looks... it looks alright, I guess. With this head, it doesn't look exactly what I'm trying. It's never gonna look exactly like what I'm picturing, but it's good enough. So we can just do this. And we can do this. I just realized that is not a good way to do that. Don't want that exactly like that. But also, we're gonna do Shift D, transform, bring this down to here. And we'll connect vertex path. Hold on. That does not... I know how to do this. We gotta We gotta delete the edges, yep. And then we can go back to this, and then we can connect the path. Now we can create our new face. Again, not what I'm trying to do. It's gonna look really bad compared to my idea of what I'm trying to do, but with a square, obviously, it's never gonna end up good. Bring that down. Bring that down. How is the game called? What was the game called? Is there a way I could check it out? Right now, the game is not out, unfortunately. The release date is scheduled sometime around the summer, I think. I suggest if you want to check out the game details or get more information, you can look up us up on Reddit. And I think we're on YouTube as well. You should be able to get a link from YouTube. You just search up LYBRIX, I think. If I'm not wrong. Yep, LYBRIX. You should be able to get through that. You should be able to get to our Discord and check it out. We do announcements sometimes. Most of us are offline a lot of the time, but you should be able to connect with one of us depending on your time and stuff, you know. It is not a Roblox game. No. No, it's not. This is not a Roblox game. Let me actually bring this over. We'll just do 0.1. Negative 0.1. I did not know I had any of those connected right now. Holy. Let me do this. Control C. Bam. Bam, bam. Okay. So we're gonna extrude along that. Trying to... Why is that? And then we can just grab this. Probably do that, actually. Probably a way better selecting all of it. Yeah. No doubt. We're gonna see if this does anything good for it. Actually did something nice. Decent. Okay, we're gonna bring this down. So that's our fourth one. Fourth. Bring that down. We can grab this. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. And we'll extrude this along this again. I don't know how far that went out. Should be fine, actually. Bam, bam. 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 Bam, bam. Bam. Yeah. So now that should be selected on all this stuff. That doesn't look too bad. Obviously the corners aren't smooth, so we could smooth them out. That one's obviously going to be smooth. Actually, it might just be better to bevel them. We're going to see what happens when I bevel. Not good stuff. What if I do that? Will this bevel instead of stopping me again? Yes, it will bevel. Okay, the bottom corner is a little bit rough. I wonder if it'll still do it if I just have that. It will. Not bad, not bad. This actually looks really good, surprisingly. Hold on. Screenshots. Look at that amazing jetpack right there. Okay, I do want to check. So now we got that, obviously. Now we can kind of just test a few things. So first thing I want to test is whether if I do subdivision surface, will it look decent? Not what I was trying to do. Control R. No, I don't think it will. I think we should remove that. And then have... that's a little bit too smooth, honestly. Don't know what that does. Holy, this, lagging. That's why I was lagging. I see. Alright, we're just gonna leave it like this. This is looks good enough. Okay. Even if we shade that smooth. Okay, shade auto smooth doesn't look terrible actually. Okay, I think the first step now is coloring these. So I think what I'm going to do first, before any of the full coloring, so we're going to take this, go like that, bam bam. Okay, not a good idea to do that. Okay, we're gonna have to redo selecting. That wasn't too crazy. Holy, I can't select anything. Okay. Bam. And again, I'm slow and don't understand that if I do that, then it's just gonna select all the way down. Holy, I'm slow. Okay. So first, we want to do shift, select that. 'cause then it doesn't go all the way down. If I do this, go like that, now I can select all the way down here. Bam, bam. Okay. And we can grab this part, and we're gonna just select all the way over here, select up to here, go to that, go there, and we can easily go right here. And what we need to do, grab that one, grab that, and then we can do separate selection. So now we have that separated. We can go right here. We're going to do that. Select, sign. I think this isn't, this material is not meant for this. New material. What is our current problem? What is preventing? Oh, that is what's preventing me.